How's it going, everyone? So I picked up this Roam case from Truck Access Plus. They're here in Phoenix off of McDowell Road. So I just went and picked this Roam case up. It's a 86 liter, and I'm planning on putting it in the back of the 4Runner. And the way it opens, it's kind of like this. You want to do these two tabs. There's a little bottle opener there, and then it has these gas struts here and this arm here. So I think this is their newest one. I think it just came out a couple months ago. But my plan is I want to put all my cooking stuff in here. And before, I was kind of using something like this and, you know, have all my cook stuff in there. But I kind of want to make it a little bit more organized. So my plan is to put all my cook stuff in here. But then I have this idea. They do make like, well, they don't make it for this one yet, but there's like a storage bag you could put on some of these, and they mount to these holes here. But instead, my plan is I want to make like a hinge here and then have a bracket come up so I can mount my stove. And I'll kind of show you my idea is I want to mount the stove like on the lid. That way it keeps storage down there, or more storage, if you will, down here, so I have more, you know, plenty of room down there. Stove will be up there. I'll probably do like a little wing nut or something there to attach it. But yeah, so let's build it. All right, so I got this piece of plate steel. It's probably about an 1/8 inch by 2.5 inches wide, and my plan is to bend it 90 out, coming up, and then 90 over. And basically, what it's going to do is it's going to template over this. So this will bend 90 up. This one will bend 90 up, and then we'll attach it to a piece of like a piano hinge or something like that here, and that way we could you know, unscrew it here and it'll kind of pivot down, and then we could pull it out. So that's the plan. So let's bend that real quick. So I came over to the press here, and I built this this brake a long time ago. It's just a spring, a solid piece of steel. So I'm going to set this inside there, make my mark, and then I'll bend it. Alright, so basically I bent that there to 90. I already did this side. Sorry I didn't show that. But anyway, so I take it out, and there you go. 90 there, 90 there, and we'll take it over here. Alright, so we got the piece bent up. It fits over this perfect. I made it a little bigger because I want to put some like rubber padding in here all the way across this thing, so it has a little bit of cushion. And then this will go here like that with the hinge, and then we'll do like I said, a little toggle bolt or something there, and then this will just fold down like that. Alright, so this is the piano hinge I just had laying around. It's a piece of scrap. You could get it at a metal supply store or wherever. So I'm just going to measure. I'll probably just measure it from here to there. And I'll cut that, and then I'll drill 2 holes in it, and we'll mount that thing there, and then we'll weld the other piece that we made to here. Alright, so I got it cut. That's going to go there. Now I'm just going to mark my holes where they go, which I did there already. And then I'll drill those, and then this piece here, the one we bent, is going to weld to here, and then we'll be able to open it. Alright, so I got the hinge all marked up. Those are where I'm going to drill my holes. Just get my drill bit in here. Okay. Alright, there's one hole. Let's do the other. Alright, so we got the holes. I'll just clean up the burrs on the back. yeah, so those are done. All right, so we got some bolts that we're gonna mount the hinge to here and screw it in. Like so. I'm just gonna snug them for now because we'll end up like, we gotta take it on and off. So there you go. So that's bolted there. And this will come down like that. And like we said before, we're gonna weld this thing here, and then that'll allow us to drop this down. I'll probably round these edges off a little bit so they're not so sharp. But anyways, yeah, so I think that'll work out pretty good. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna weld this on here real quick. Nothing crazy. I got it clamped to here, and I'll probably just run a bead, spot weld it all the way down because I don't want this thing to warp. So yeah, let's weld that. Alright, so that got that done. Take this clamp off. That's probably all we really need. I'll clean that up a little bit. I didn't have any gas when I was welding there for a second, but yeah, I don't think we need to do any more welding. It's not really holding a lot of weight, so yeah, so I'll clean this up and then mount this thing back in there. Alright, so I got it all welded on there like I showed you guys. Now we have this thing tipped the other way so don't get confused. But now we're gonna mount this back in there and see if everything works. Looks like that'll work pretty good. I think we're gonna have to trim this off a little bit so we can make our bracket on how we're gonna attach this to there with the wing nut. So let's do that real quick. Alright, so I got this little piece of plate. I'm gonna put it in here. This is for like the latch part of it, or the wing nut part. Just gonna center it there. Maybe right there, and mark the holes where we're gonna drill it. Center there, center there. Okay, so I'm gonna drill 2 holes in there. I'll mount that, and then I have this little tab. I might have to cut it down, but I want to put that tab there, and then I'll put a wing nut inside there to hold this. Let's do that real quick. All right, so we got this knob, and then I was originally gonna put it like down in here, but you can't really get your fingers in there too well. So I got a longer bolt. I'm gonna weld that straight to there, and then we'll put this tab up high, like so, and then we'll put the knob like up here, and that way we can just tighten it to where we feel that it's the tightest, and we'll kind of show you that here in a second. All right, now we're gonna weld the tab on there. We got it all squared up. Alright, so we got the tab on there. Alright, now we're gonna weld the bolt on there. Alright, so we got that welded. Now I'm going to take it and cool it down real quick. Alright, now that we got that welded, let's assemble this all back together again. Bolts back in here. and then we'll grab the bracket, put that on there. I just got this here as like a spacer because that's what we're gonna be wrapping this with. Put this on there. Get this welding hat off. Alright, so we got the bracket on there. And then here's that tab with the bolt. Here's our knob, just threads on there. And then that'll suck that thing down tight. Like so, and it should move. Alright, so let's flip this thing over and then see how it works. Alright guys, so we got it all mounted. The only thing that we didn't see was we have to take the knob off of this side, because when you close it, it hits this arm right here on this hinge of the Rome bracket. And this thing is like so tight, like the clearance between here and here is like tight. So I don't know if you guys have different grill or whatever. Yeah, it might not work. You might have to use just this particular grill, but I just wanted to show you kind of how we did it and how it worked. So yeah, it closes and everything, so that works for me. There it is. So I'll probably keep it that way and use it, and I think it turned out pretty cool for my use sake. But yeah, anyway, so that's it, and hopefully you guys can make it work on yours. Yeah, and I'll put the brand name of this grill just in case if you do want to do this, you could buy this grill and build that same thing. Alright, so we got it all put in the vehicle, and you guys, there's a video on that install, and then I just put this back in. I built this a long time ago, but basically has all my tools and everything. I added these pieces to the side to make the box a little deeper, so I gotta paint those still, but yeah, so I got all my tools in here, and then the Rome box here. And then we'll just pull that out, and obviously it has the stove in there that we just mounted, and everything worked out pretty good. Alright, so I took it camping, and everything worked pretty good. I did add some Kaizen foam inside of it, yeah, so there's the grill, and that worked out pretty good. And then here's kind of how I have the inside. Just kind of set these plates in there, a pan, a couple things like that I just kind of toss in there. But down at the bottom is where I use the Kaizen foam, so I put all my utensils, my cups, and then I just put a piece of Tupperware down in there, salt and pepper on the sides, and I kind of did this where this pulls out, and it has just spatulas and things like that, and like the bowls, they set inside there. There's the salt, my knife, and just things like that. So I ended up using the Kaizen foam on the bottom, and then I kind of just put this stuff back in there just so it's not like rattling around. And I didn't really want to put the pans in some Kaizen foam, because pans don't last forever unless you get like some cast iron one, but those are just too heavy. So anyways, yeah, so that's kind of how I have it set up, and then this thing works out pretty good. And then I'll put the name of this right here in the video. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching, and I'll try and make more of these videos if I come up with any other ideas.